See, I was asked these two questions this morning. Mr. 20, how long did it take and what did you have to do? Which means they're asking themselves, how long is it going to take and what do I need to do? And here's what happens. I say, radio. Well, let me give you an example. All right, since Christmas Day 2023 till right now, which is 10 days till Christmas 2024, I've lost at least 2 Christmas hams and a turkey of ugly fat, gained inches of muscle, rebuilt my hip, don't need a walking stick. I'm able to do some really cool kung fu, and I feel like $1 million. I also managed to buy a Mercedes for about half of what it was worth in 77 minutes, and I've done a bunch of other ones this past year too. And people say, oh my God, so it's taken you a year to lose that much weight, and what did you have to do? And I tell them, well, I had a magical experience, and it changed who I was instantly. But what did you have to do after that? Well, you see, I found that I started enjoying swimming laps, which I hated before, and I started going to the gym, which I had no interest in. I go to the gym 90 minutes a week total. That's 30 minutes a day, 3 times. I do my kung fu drills, and I exercise in the cold water pool. I enjoy the tremendousness of that. And I said, well, but I don't want it to take a year, and I don't want to do any of that. And all right, okay, so I say, well, let me ask you a question. Did you hear what I said about my Mercedes? I'd been looking at Mercedeses and BMWs online for a couple months, not really finding anything that met my criteria, trying to figure out which one I liked even, which is all totally backwards. Until one day I just really experienced the feeling of ownership of a car that I tremendously enjoy and am proud to own. I explored that. And I'm driving into the parking lot, and there's an empty parking space, and I got no. My belly said no, so I listened to my belly. And I drove to the far end of the parking lot and parked my car. I'm talking to Victoria on the phone at this time through those cool Ray-Ban glasses. And I see a Mercedes. And I go, I really like this. And she goes, what is it? I says, it's apparently a CLK. And I walked around and I looked at it and I went, wow, I really like this car. And I experienced the sense of ownership. Right? That is what I own. That is what I desire. That's what I accept into my life. And as soon as I felt that, I didn't let it go. A lot of people teach that. That's a total cluster of a mistake. I let it in. And I go into the pool. I do my stuff. I get in the cold water pool. I get in the warm water pool. And I'm talking with my friend Jim. And my friend Jim is a Mercedes nut. And he gives me the Mercedes magazine every month. And he comes in and he goes, I got 2 issues for you. I put them by your big yellow bag. Let me ask you a question. Did you get your Mercedes yet? And I was walking with my friend Rod. And I said, Rod, let me go talk to Jim for a bit. So I leave Rod. Rod and I talk sourdough and balsamic vinegar, 2 things I currently am not interested in eating, but have enjoyed tremendously in the past. And I talked to Jim and I told him, no, but I found what I want. And then eventually I break off from Jim because he wants to talk with some other people about Mercedeses and things. And Rod says, 20, you got a minute? Yeah. What do you got, Rod? And he says, did I hear right? You're looking to buy a Mercedes? I said, yeah. I said, do you have one you want to sell? And he goes, I do. I think I do. So we have a little chat and we actually agree on pricing. I've never seen his car. I don't know what he's talking about. But I also made up my mind I will buy a car from someone who I know, love, and trust. And he goes, would you like to see the car? And I said, I'd love to. He goes, it's outside in the parking lot. I still hadn't put things together. I'm not that bright. And we walk out and we walk up to that car. He goes, this is it. And I went, wow. He goes, you want to take it for a spin? I said, no. He said, how about if you take it for a spin and I ride along? So I jumped in the passenger seat. We zoomed around the big block, got back, and I said, sold. He goes, well, let me work out my details to replace the car and confirm with Wendy. I said, all right, that's cool. And 77 minutes later, I had me a car. Handshake deal, done and dusted. And this is the cool thing. They ignore that. You see, when they're in a state that we call struggler, and most people are in a state that we call struggler, they will ask questions to themselves and other people to find ways to struggle that they don't want to do. So I share 2 wins real quick. Right? Over the past year, my body has totally transformed. I don't need a walking stick. Can't remember the last time I took a painkiller. I don't even know where my remaining walking stick is. I threw one of them out. I don't know where the other one is. Or I'll probably pitch it out too, or take it to an op shop, give it to someone who could use it. But I can do kung fu. I can moonwalk, playing with doing some other weird things that I just enjoy. And people want to blame the diet. I just found myself eating what I actually enjoy, and it actually works for me. And then I do some research and find out, hey, it works for a lot of people. And then I find myself wanting to swim. I was not a cold water kind of person or a swimmer. And I went from swimming 25 meters and almost dying on day 1 and 25 meters again and getting out of the pool because I was tired of the cold to swimming 1 kilometer. That's 1,000 meters. And then I joined the gym for fun. And my whole life is transformed. Now, some imaginings happen pretty quickly. In other words, they manifest pretty quickly. Some take their time. But I can tell you this much. I changed the moment I changed. And this is what I invite for you. So, if you find yourself asking those 2 dreaded questions to me or someone else, how long did it take? What did you have to do? If you're worried about time, and you're feeling like you got to force, or that you need to do something that you don't like, you just haven't entered into your state. You haven't changed your identity. And today I invite you to identitybasedmanifesting.com. It's an awesome little pack. And we do some weird little things inside. Maybe you've noticed I'm an awesome and weird kind of guy. I think most people have a lot of awesome in them. And it's unleashed when they allow their weird to show up. So I do this weird kung fu now, stuff that I couldn't do a year ago, stuff that I haven't been able to do for 4 years, maybe 5. Lockdown was rough on me. And they said I needed a hip replacement. And now they say, the experts at the pool and my friends that I haven't seen in a while, when did you get it done? Get what? When did you get your hip replaced? I didn't. I replaced my identity. That's identitybasedmanifesting.com. If you got gold today, it's where I want you to go. If you want to support the project and invest in you, Neville Goddard says always be investing. He didn't say go on Reddit and try to find opinions from people that you can agree with. You got to stretch, you get to soar. identitybasedmanifesting.com. So let's imagine up something yummy right now, just for fun, as we go into the silence. So Neville Goddard did say, always be investing your time, your money, your imaginal act. And here's what a lot of people do. They spend. Oh, how long did it take? What did you have to do? That's called spending. They're worried about how much time they're going to have to spend. And they're worried about how long it's going to take to get their money back. See, when you think of slow, I tend to think of speed. You move in the twinkle of an eye, Neville Goddard says. And then the ripples, the bridges, they take care of themselves. I don't imagine up struggle. I imagine up stretch and soar. That's it. Have a lovely day. My name is Mr. 2020. Thanks for following us. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for commenting. And if you haven't, why not? Have a great day. See ya.